9 hours and 40 minutes into this, and I don't have my glasses on. Make myself a clown, I guess. It's time to rip out the big guns. And I don't know how to feel. But my eyes just want to be shut at this point. I have failed reading for 24 hours. Hello, my name is Keneshia and I love to read. You would not think that if you had seen my reading in the last couple of weeks, months. I have been in the biggest reading slump. I don't even know if it's a slump. I just haven't been enjoying the books as much as I had been previously. I also just haven't been enjoying much at all. I've also just been in a life slump, but I really feel like reading and I really want to enjoy my books again. So I've decided to see how many books I can read in 24 hours. I have done a few of these, like 24-hour reading things. It always puts me like right back on track for reading and it gets me really into the books again, like after the 24 hours as well. It might be because I have ADHD and if I hyper focus on something, I'm going to keep doing it. That's what I've been doing with The Sims 4 recently, but anyway. It's also the perfect night to do it. I've got a day off tomorrow, which means I can just read all day and then have a really good sleep in the evening. My partner's playing games with his mates tonight. I feel kind of awake. It is almost 9 o'clock, like PM, which seems insane to decide to do a whole reading night now. But my thinking is if you start at 9 PM, go till 9 PM the next night, you can just go straight to bed when you're done. Whereas when you start at like 9 or 10 AM in the morning, you read till 9 AM in the morning, and then you have like the whole day that you still have to be awake before you can go to bed. And also the hardest time is like the 2-3 AM and you've been reading for so long already. If you start at 9 AM, this seems better. Like that's not that far away from me. So we're hoping that this one goes better than my other ones, which I have always failed. And this is my first time filming one. Well, not actually. I filmed quite a few of them. I just don't put them up anywhere. So if this is up, hello everybody. I do have a stack that I want to try to get through. Oh, that's a lie. They're just a couple books that I feel like reading, but not entirely sure. I actually think I'll only get through 2 or 3 books, depending on which ones I pick. But I'm currently almost halfway through Ignite Me, which is the 3rd book in the Shatter Me series. These are really quick to read. The writing is quite simple, so I feel like I'll get this done pretty quick. I also have Good Girl Bad Blood, which is the 2nd book in that series. The first one was so fun, so I would really like to do that one, and I feel like this one would be a really good one in the middle of the night to keep me interested because it's a mystery. Then I've also got this book called Tower of Hubris. This is actually a series from, so my dad works with someone who is a small author and she published a series. It's all about like the devil's trials. So the devil has the, what are they called? Like the deadly angels? Angels of sin? I can't remember, but like pride, gluttony, wrath, all that kind of thing. And each of the trials are set by one of the angels and you have to beat it and then move on to the next one, and then at the end you pretty much win the whole of the devil's trials and you get a big prize. So this is the 4th one. I'm actually not sure which of the angels. This one's about pride. Yeah, but this has been really interesting so far and I'm really keen to keep going with that one. She's only got one more after this and I actually don't have that book yet. So if I do finish that, that'll be tempting to buy another one. Then I've also got the 3rd one, Scythe and Sparrow. These have been a really fun series and I feel like this will be a super chill read if I get tired. And I've also got 7 Year Slip. I've also heard so many good things about this romance. And so I feel like if I need like a refresher that's just really lighthearted and fun, that'll be good. This is a bit of an out there one for doing a 24-hour reading thing because it's quite emotional. If I feel like it, that'll be good, but I'm not sure how my mood will go. Magnolia Parks. I actually have all of the books in this series because it's just what I do. I buy all the books for something and then have them all on my shelf and don't even know if I want to read it. But I've done really well. I've not bought a book. Well, I've bought like 2 books, I think, in the last 2-ish years. I've just been going through the books on my shelf. I have been cheating and reading things from my library, but you know, I'm getting through the books. It's good. I've actually read Magnolia Parks, just this first one, and I've read about half of the second one, but I really want to get back into this series, but I have such a bad memory that I'll have to reread this to be able to remember what happens, so this will be really good. Plus, Sarah Caroli just raves about this series, and she's one of my favourite booktubers, so I really want to get back into it and hopefully get through some more of these ones. That's my little stack. We're going to get cozy. I'm going to start in a sec because it's just turned 9 o'clock now, and we'll see how I go. I might do like a check-in every hour of the book sesh. I've decided to definitely start with Ignite Me. It'd be kind of nice to get something checked off so it's all done. Let's set my timer. Russell's not like 70. Apparently he's 27 years older than Juliet, and Juliet's, what, 18? I thought he was like 70. Anyway, okay, I'm an hour in and pretty far through the third book. If you haven't read this yet, please skip to whatever time I say. Adam is so annoying. He's so annoying. I have not liked him the whole time. But this moment right here, when Julia has come back from training with Kenji after Warner's mum died, Adam grabbing Kenji's bare hand and putting it against Juliet is my last straw. I'm done. They were supposed to be such good friends and he's just put his hand onto Juliet. I'm done. Adam, trash in my book. Finished Ignite Me. I'm an hour and 56 minutes in, so I've got like 22 hours to go. I'll say I finished this book still on the Adam hate train. I'm not gonna lie. I'm also really confused because I know that there's a lot more books in the series and this really read like a final book. Even in the acknowledgements, she's like, thank you for following this journey and I hope it was a worthy final installment. So I'm not sure where the other books go from here, whether it's like the author planned for this series to end in this book and then continued it. I'm not sure. I've just heard stories about the whole series. So that'll be interesting to see what the next one's like because I have like no hint or clue. The other books have ended on a very clear path of what the next one was going to be about. I have no clue about this one. 2 hours in now, so I have 22 to go. I have decided that I don't think I'll pause the timer like when I'm doing normal human things like eat and shower and like I've got to drop my partner at work tomorrow and stuff like that. So I thought it'd be interesting to see how many books I can get through while still functioning as a human, just without sleep. So 2 hours in, I'll pick the next one. I'm still feeling pretty awake. I'm not super sure what I feel like reading. You know what? I might read Magnolia Parks. I think I'm interested in like some drama, fun, like that kind of vibe. First chapter. The banter and the communication between everyone is so funny, but it also really sets up like who everyone is and like the drama that's going to unfold. You can really tell like the characters and how they speak to each other. It's really funny and I really like the writing. The writing style is so different to other books that I've read, but it's quite cool. I like it. This is not a spoiler or anything. It's literally like on page 13, Magnolia's ex. They bump into each other at a dinner and cheers with everyone, and the ex basically sees BJ, who is Magnolia's like on or off love, and the ex is like, so which are you tonight, her guard dog or her boyfriend? BJ shifts in front of me a little, gives him a tight little smile. I'm one of the F she needs me to be. Oh, Brooks, which is the ex, nods coolly. So you're her BITCH. It's just so sassy. I feel like this was the correct choice for my mood at the moment. Like, they're all just so funny. The ex is trying to taunt BJ and he's like, funny you should mention it. Do you know who else loved my knob? Magnolia's like, it's actually underwhelming, blah, blah, blah. The ex's like new girl that he's there with is like, I've seen it. And then Magnolia's like, of course you have, my condolences. Anyway, I'm really liking it. Pages in to Magnolia Parks, the first one. I'm loving this so much more than the first time I read it. I think the first time I read it, I don't know if I was tired or not in the mood or just hadn't really read writing like this, but I don't think I fully understood the shifts between like the memories that the characters would talk about to then present what was happening. This time it like makes way more sense, and it's so entertaining. I don't think I clocked a lot of the jokes the first time I read it, but this time I am, and I love all the characters in their own way. They're such an entertaining group, and the drama is like out of this world. It's thoroughly entertaining. I am reading this like incredibly slowly. I'm 4 hours and 20 minutes into this now, and I started this I think when I was 2 hours in. So it's taking me like an hour for 50 pages, which is a little slow for me. Your reading pace is your reading pace. It doesn't matter how slow or quick you read. For me, this is a little slower than normal, but I'm like really enjoying it and actually taking it all in, so I'm not mad about it. I'm gonna keep going. I'm a little tired, so we'll see how we go. It's also getting cooler here. I live in Australia and it's getting into the autumn winter time, and I don't live in like sunny beach Australia. I live like inland. It gets cold and we have -5 degrees Australia, so it's getting a bit cooler at the moment. So I'm gonna get cozy under the blanket and we'll see if I fall asleep. I finished Magnolia Parks and I don't know how to feel. Don't get me wrong, I loved it. I loved all the characters, the banter and the interaction that they all have within with each other. I'm tired. With each other is super fun and super interesting, and the drama, she writes drama so well with everything going on. Like every sentence it's giving hints about how they're feeling about each other and everything. But I also hate every character. Which I think is the point. They're all kind of like trash people in how they treat each other, but it's what makes it so entertaining. It is much later now. I think I started this book when I was 2 hours in, and I'm now 9 hours in, or just over. So this took me like 7 hours to read, which for me, that's quite a while to read a book. Don't get me wrong, read at your own pace. If it takes you 4 months to read a book, that's fine. It doesn't matter. But for me, it was long. But I think because this time when I read this, I've read this before, but this time was way more enjoyable, I think, because I took my time with it. I understood more about the switching, like when the characters intermingle the old memories in with the current plot. The first time I read it, I couldn't quite place where I was at plot-wise, but this time there was no issues. Like I understood it fine. So yeah, it was so fun. It's definitely above 4 stars. I'm not sure what I'm going to rate things yet, but considering it is now 6:10 a.m. in the morning, this book did take me a while, like throughout the whole evening, but it kept me entertained. But because it's 6:10 in the morning, I think I need to pick a quicker paced book and one that's just a little easier to read. This writing was so interesting, so good to follow, but it did take a lot more focus to fully place where the memories are and where we were at. So I think picking a slightly easier book would be good for the next one, because from now until like 10 a.m. is probably going to be my hardest hours. I usually don't wake up until like 8:30 in the morning, so for the next like 2.5 hours I'll probably be pretty sluggish. So I'm going to try to pick an easier book, maybe like a thriller or something like that. I could read Good Girl Bad Blood, but I'm not quite sure. First up is probably going to be a change of location, and I'm probably going to make myself a drink. I'm currently sitting on the floor of my office, like near the reading chair I've been on the whole time. My house is a construction zone at the moment. Our bathroom is about to be renovated. All of our floors have been pulled up. Like there's nowhere really cozy and comfy to read at the moment, except for my little reading chair, which is why I've been there for 9 hours. But I think I'm going to try to move maybe to like our lounge, or I don't know, maybe I'll sit in my veranda for a little while. It is quite cool and like quite gloomy and cloudy by the looks of the weather, but we'll see. So I might have a shower to wake up a little bit, make myself a drink, maybe some brekkie, and then we'll pick what I'm going to read next. Good morning. Gloomy today. Perfect reading weather. I'm going to make a coffee, but I'm just now remembering that my coffee machine is unplugged from having to move stuff around for our floors. So I'm going to make instant. I still like instant coffee. Still coffee, it counts. Also, I realised I look literally insane. Drinking my little coffee, I'm going to read at my desk for a little bit, actually sit upright, which might help. I have to drop my partner off at work at like 8:40, which is in like 2 hours. What time is it? Yeah, it's in 2 hours. I really don't know what to read though. I have so many books I could read, but I just don't know. I kind of want to read a standalone rather than part of a series, because almost every book I'm reading right now is part of a series. But then if I read the series, I get through them. So I have a dilemma. I wish I had someone just to like ask real time what I should read. Unfortunately, the person is me and I don't know. Let's have a look at my shelves. I've got my little pile next to me that I had at the start of the night. I don't know if any of them are screaming out to me. Definitely not the Nightingale. Maybe later. Is it crazy if I read the next Shadow Me series book, even though I wasn't that interested? Like, I am interested in them, but they're not super gripping to me. Anyway, but they're really quick to read, which is why I was thinking of doing it. But maybe I should read something that sticks out to me a little bit more to keep my attention. Okay, I think I'm down to 3 options. They're all a little different. Well, 2 of them are kind of similar. But I'm going to read the backs and see how I feel. The first one, which was on the list at the beginning of the night, 7 Year Slip, because I think it could be a fun romance with a bit of like is it like mystical or like magical realism elements to it, which will probably keep me entertained, and it's not super long either. 6 months ago, Clementine West had the worst day of her life, so she came up with a plan to keep her heart safe. Stay busy, work hard, take no risks, and it's been working. That is until one day she finds a strange man standing in her kitchen. A man with kind eyes, a crooked smile, and a recipe for perfect lemon meringue pie. The kind of man that, before everything, she could have fallen for. He's perfect, but for one thing, he lives in the past, 7 years ago to be exact. This should be impossible, but Clementine used to love impossible things, and maybe, just maybe, she will again. So it seems kind of fun. And then, going on the same thread is I unfortunately kind of feel like a fantasy, but I need to be more awake to start a fantasy, especially because most of them are series. This is a series, but it's not a very heavy fantasy, so I already kind of know her writing. It's pretty easy to follow. I haven't fully read the back though, so it could be interesting to actually know a little bit more. As long as she can remember, Evangeline Fox has believed in happily ever after until she learns that the love of her life is about to marry another and her dreams are shattered. Desperate to stop the wedding and heal her wounded heart, Evangeline strikes a deal with a charismatic but wicked Prince of Hearts. In exchange for his help, he asks for 3 kisses, to be given at the time and place of his choosing. But after Evangeline's first promised kiss, she learns that bargaining with an immortal is a dangerous game, and that the Prince of Hearts wants far more than she pledged. He has plans for Evangeline, plans that will either end in the greatest happily ever after or the most exquisite tragedy. Which seems really good. A lot of people rave about this one, especially in comparison to the Caraval trilogy. Caraval? Caraval. I think my brain's switching off. This one is kind of out there. When I'm tired, sometimes I'm in the mood for a little emotional book, and I have heard Migrations apparently is extremely emotional. I've heard a lot about it. I've never actually read the back. I just bought it off a bunch of people's recommendations, which that's all I do at this point when I buy books, let's be totally honest. I don't know, maybe I'm in the mood to cry. It's not super long. Maybe I'll leave this for like the middle of the day. But the back of this one is, Franny Stone has always been the kind of woman who is able to love but unable to stay. Leaving behind everything but her research gear, she arrives in Greenland with a singular purpose: to follow the last of the Arctic terns on what might be the final migration to Antarctica. I think a tern is a bird. I'm not entirely sure. I presume so because they're migrating. Yeah, they are. Oh, okay. Yeah, they're like the little white ones with the little black heads. Franny talks away into one of the few remaining fishing boats heading south, and she and the crew set sail, travelling even further from shore and safety. But as Franny's history begins to unspool, a passionate love affair, an absent family, a devastating crime, it becomes clear that she is chasing more than just birds. When Franny's dark secret catches up with her, how much is she willing to risk for one more chance at redemption? Oh, that seems kind of intriguing, I'm not gonna lie. The text is teeny tiny. Is it weird that I don't feel like reading small text right now just because of my eyes? You know what would help with that? Keneshia, myself, is my glasses. 1 second. I am 9 hours and 40 minutes into this, and I don't have my glasses on. Just make myself a clown, I guess. Yeah, this will probably help my eyes and my eye strain. Well done, me. Really tossing up between the 7 Year Slip and Migrations. I'm gonna read the 7 Year Slip, and then I might reread Migrations after, depending on how I feel. Let's go. 9:30. So it's been like 2.5 hours. 2.5? 3.5. I can't remember. Since I last updated, and I have only read 68 pages of 7-Year Slip. And you think I would have read more at this point, but no, I haven't. I did sort of like just wander around and had a shower and had my coffee, and I took my partner to work because he doesn't have access to his work car park today. I had some breakfast. I'm just really tired, and like, why did I think that it was a good idea to spend all of yesterday morning doing things and then going to work yesterday until 7, coming home, cooking dinner, and then starting this readathon? I'm just complaining at choices that I made for my own person and self and don't actually have to do, but here we are. Don't get me wrong, I think at the end of this, when I can just go to sleep and go to sleep for the night and it's not going to impact my sleep schedule for tomorrow, is going to be great. But right now I am in struggle city with my tiredness. My like body feels okay, but my eyes just want to be shut at this point. I guess I'll update on the 7-Year Slip so far. So far it's really, really cute. Like I said, I'm not that far into it, so the two characters have only sort of just met. She knows about the apartment, but I don't think she's told him yet that they're actually in a time difference. She's kind of pretending like they're not. I am quite interested in how this book is going to resolve, because there's a portion of the book where she talks about her aunt, and it's like right at the beginning, it's not a spoiler, where her aunt would get forced to go back into her own time. Like she couldn't just elect to stay there. So I don't know how this is going to resolve, but I guess I'll find out. I'll try to will myself to get some energy, I suppose, to keep reading. Like, I've been having so much fun and I'm still having fun. My eyes just want to be shut right now, you know. Maybe I should sit in the sun, but it's really like, this looks like it's super sunny behind me. It's not. It's actually really cloudy today, and it's kind of cool-ish. It's not very cold or anything like that, but the sun's not really there. I'll probably stay at my desk for now just to make sure I stay upright instead of laying down, and then probably try to move location. Liking the 7-Year Slip so far. It's cute. I love a magical realism, so I'm hoping that it's good. It looks like I'm full on crying. I'm not. I was just asleep. I did come out to the couch to change locations to read, and it's now 11:30. I feel better though from that sleep. Maybe I needed it. The sun came out though, so I laid on the floor for a little while, and then I thought it would be nice to sit on the couch, and the couch was too comfortable. I'm not gonna be defeated. I understand that I pretty much have lost 2 hours and technically have failed this challenge already. But look, only falling asleep for 2 hours is a win in my book. Usually if that happens, I fall asleep and stay asleep for longer. I wake up naturally. It's time to rip out the big guns. And let's go. Just occurred to me. Now my brain is a bit more turned on than it was before when I was, falling asleep. If you haven't read this book, skip this little section to whatever time I put on the screen if you're reading this and don't want potentially a spoiler, but I'm going to guess about what's happening here. I don't know if this was super obvious to everybody or it wasn't, but the dude that she runs into at the very start is the same dude, right? That she's meeting in the apartment. Like, he's a chef, she bumped into him, had a hand on his chest moment. He calls her Lemon, and the dessert was a lemon-based thing. It's him, for sure. Like, they can't throw that hint at you so in your face and it not be. That's what I'm putting out there for what this is going to be. Is that they are going to find each other when eventually she goes and meets that guy for her job. Yeah, cool. I'm done with the 7-year slip. It was so cute. It was so cute. It is 2 p.m. So I have been on this book literally all day because of all my interruptions, but it was so cute. I loved it. And I loved that it became more about, like, it became more than the romance throughout it. And I liked the friendships and I liked the whole aunt thing and everything that happened. And it was just really, really, really cute. And it actually, the magical realism aspect, it didn't resolve how I thought that it would work. Like, it was way more practical than I was imagining. So I really, really liked it. I've never read The Dead Romantics by this author, but now I really want to because I think it would be interesting, as well as if she's written other works. I will have to look it up because I really liked it. It was great. We are officially 17 hours into this readathon, and I hate to say it, but I'm going to stop here, which means once again I have failed reading for 24 hours. And I slept for 2 of them as well, so let's just ignore that. But to be honest, I feel way more out of my slump. I feel a lot happier. And I would rather leave it there at a good point than me trying to read another book if I don't necessarily feel like it. I feel good, so I think this is a good spot to leave it because I'm excited about the next book, but in my own time, I don't want to push through and have to read something immediately or quickly just to hit the 24 hours. I am probably going to try to do this again because one day I will hit the full 24 hours. I will. I believe in myself. So I'm going to leave it here. But I think I did pretty good. We read 3 books. Well, 2.5. But I'm pretty happy with that. It's 3 more than I had before. So today's reading ended up finishing off Ignite Me. I had like 2/3, a half left of this when I started. Gave it 3.75 in the end. It's a little higher than the other first books I had. That's not a bad rating from me. It's just average. It's not like an outstanding series for me. But you know, I'll keep reading it. And then I read Magnolia Parks. This is a reread for me because I could not remember a single thing that happened in this book, and I really want to read the other ones. And it was so worth it for the reread. I was way more into it. I actually gave this 5 stars this time, and I did not last time, so I'm really happy. Jessa Hastings' way of writing is so different to other books that I've read. I think I talked about it, but super keen to read the next one of this, which might be what I read next. I'm not sure. And then I finished off with The 7-Year Slip, which I just summarized, and I gave it a 4.5. Happy reading, everybody, if anyone ever sees this. Otherwise, yeah, I think that was successful. We'll just ignore the fact it was a fail, but I'm pretty proud of myself for that one. And I guess I'll see you next time. Bye!